Okay, let's try it now. Hello and welcome to the 14th episode of Real Estate Advice with Victoria Mead. I'm your host, Victoria Mead. I hope it doesn't do this. Okay, looks like it's fixed. Whew, technology. Anyways, thanks for coming back. Hi, Allie. Hi, Mom. Hi, Martha. How's it going? All right, so today I don't have a formal topic. I've just been so busy all week that I didn't think of one, but I do have a bunch of questions that I've been asked recently written down, so I'll go through some of those with you because maybe something that I have to say today that somebody else asked me will help you. That would be great. So let's start with the buying questions. And hello, Amanda. Thanks for joining. If you're there, anybody else, feel free to comment below so I can know you're here. And if you have any questions, post them in the comments below, and then once I'm done my topic, I will answer them. Okay, so here we go. So buyer questions first. Let's see. Do I get my deposit back after closing? So that's an awesome question. When you put an offer on a property, you are going to offer up an earnest money deposit. The deposit is made so that you basically ensure that you're super interested in the property, you're willing to stake some money on it, and if anything were to happen and you weren't within a certain whatever the circumstance was, if you weren't able to get your deposit back, the seller would be entitled to that deposit. So it's basically a security. So when you put that in, you pay that up front, and then a month or so later you close. So buyers are like, well, do I get that money back, or does that money just kind of go nowhere? So you would get that money back as a credit, and you'll see that in the final closing disclosure. You'll see a credit back to yourself of whatever the amount your deposit was. So the deposit does not disappear. The sellers don't get to keep it unless if something crazy happens. And you don't get it back before the closing. You get it back as a credit at closing. So you're not going to get a check back for it. You're just going to get a credit for what you have to bring, if that made any sense. Hopefully it did. And then let's see. After inspections, how long does a seller have to respond to the requests? So that's an awesome question. In New Hampshire, the seller has 5 days to respond to any inspection request. And then if they don't respond within 5 days, we'll deal with that, but usually sellers respond pretty quickly. So sellers have up to 5 days to respond to any inspection requests. And then when do final numbers come out? So final numbers is when you get that closing disclosure or ALTA statement, or both. And basically it has a breakdown of everything. So your debts, your credits, everything from the whole transaction will be on one document. And usually you get that within 3 days of closing. Usually lately, though, I've been seeing it day before, 2 days before closing. You'll actually see finally what you will have to bring to closing in the form of a bank check. Or if you're a seller, you will be seeing how much you will be getting at closing made out to you in a business check. So final numbers take forever. Everyone wants to see them, but they don't come out until 3, 2, 1 day before closing. Depends on how quickly we're trying to turn it around. And with that too, the final numbers, your lender contacts the title company and they go back and forth a bunch of times until everybody's satisfied with how it looks. And then once it's good with everybody, then they send it out to the sellers and buyers. That way they can review and make sure that everything looks good to them. All right. What happens if I, as an agent, were to write an offer for more than one buyer? So this happens in this type of market where the demand is not as high, or the demand is high and the inventory is low. See, can't you tell how tired I am? I can't even talk today. So when there's not very much inventory, chances are I will be showing the same house to multiple people. It happens all the time. If I were to write an offer for more than one person, basically if I represent everybody that I'm writing an offer for, I have to give you guys the same treatment. So I wouldn't be telling the other person that I'm writing an offer for them, and I wouldn't be telling anybody. All I would be doing is giving you the same comparable properties to look at, the same factual information that I found, give everybody the same information. That way you can all make your own decisions, what you want to offer, and whoever wins, wins. And I'll be happy for either one of them. I will not pick favorites. And then here we go with some seller questions. There's actually only 2. So why isn't my home selling in this market? Why is it such a crazy market and everyone's getting their houses sold and mine isn't? So that could be a few things. But the most important thing that we see when a house doesn't sell, especially in a market where it's super, super hot, is that it's overpriced. So you never want to price your house too high. You want to price it at market value, or even, crazy enough, slightly below market value. That way you will end up getting the most buyers in right away and the most offers basically possible. So if your house isn't selling, it's not your agent's fault. More than likely, it may just be too high. And then, can I sign for closing electronically? This is an awesome question, and maybe this will be a thing in the future, but for right now, they need a wet signature on the deed. They'll need a wet signature on the closing disclosures in Alta, but other documents, they can have you e-sign, but the important ones that get recorded need to be signed by your hand with a pen in front of a notary, I might add. So that's it for my questions. Let's see, what do we have here? What are the laws regarding tiny homes in Manchester? Is it possible to have a tiny house in my aunt's backyard? What a good question. So you would want to refer to the town for that. See if in the area that your aunt lives, if they would allow for that. If they would, awesome. That sounds cool and I want to come visit. But I do not know the law off the top of my head. But that is a great question. And I hope you go to the town and find out that you can put one there. Any other questions? If not, then I will head off and I will see you guys next Friday, 7 p.m., same time. I see 7 people are on. Make sure to say hello so I know you're there. Granny pod. Martha, you need a granny pod. I can check Bo and see if you can put one here. That would be great. All right, you guys. If no one else is going to comment, then I'm going to head off. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend, and I will see you next Friday, 7 p.m.